Hello, people. I had a thought today about why depression is so common now, and it's probably self-evident, but you have so much kind of niche swings in the market that create so many missed opportunities for people, and they're stuck looking at what could have been. And for examples like Bitcoin, housing market, choosing the wrong career path and being locked into something and then seeing something else pop up. There's people that are making TikToks, making more than doctors, things like this. And if you don't have meaning other than finances in doing something like being a doctor, and you see somebody who's kind of just screwing around, it's going to make you depressed, obviously. There's the guy that had an early entry into Bitcoin, and he sold before it even reached like $1,000 or something, and he traded it for a pizza. And then they interviewed him later on, and he's probably has good days where he doesn't think about it, but in the interview it looked like he was like on suicide watch type thing. This is also like the housing market, people that could have bought in before COVID, or maybe even 2-3 years before COVID, because it was even before COVID kind of going a little bit dystopian. And you have people that are looking into that, or somebody who bought a home and then they're kind of stuck in that, and they didn't want kids. It was smaller, and now they want something bigger. And the housing market switched. So there's lots of stress about the housing market. Someone that went into a college degree to get a bachelor degree in something, and bachelor degrees will get you a lot of good jobs. And I understand that it's not nothing, but there's a lot of people that are dissatisfied with bachelor degrees, and depending on what they needed, they need to go back to get a master's or a PhD and almost become a teacher, a professor in that field, like philosophy or something. There's a lot of people that complain about philosophy degrees that are baristas or construction workers, and they have a bachelor's in something like philosophy or something arts related. I don't think it's completely justified as a complaint, because they could get a decent job as a support worker or something like that. There are positions like that that aren't, labor intensive. I would assume that the competition there would be quite saturated, so you'd have to wait on it, and that I understand, but I think it still is better to have the degree than not. But I understand that there's people, if they got that degree, they can't land a job right away, and especially if they have student debts, they can be kind of like an indentured servitude type of situation. And my point is, these are all very depressing things, and it seems like more and more people have some kind of story like this, and people are kind of taken off guard by some people that have achieved everything that they've ever wanted, and have aimed either high or not, it doesn't really matter, but every goal that they've aimed for, they knocked down, because they came across, it takes a lot of hard work, but they came across at the right time as well. It's hard to pull the trigger sometimes. There's a lot of self-blaming, and then I'm sure even it's stressful for some of the people that have achieved their goals, because they have their own problems too, so it's no utopia for anybody. But yeah, I think one of the main causes of depression is just looking back at all the doors that were open that have closed, the missed opportunities, the things that you could have pulled the trigger on but never did, never got around to it. You either chose the wrong path, or you didn't see the path at the time. If you did see the path and you never pulled the trigger on it, that could be a harsher form of depression, in my opinion, because you kind of wear the scar of not having the courage or the balls to pull the trigger on it. And I have a few of those. There's also depressions about loss, family member, friends, pets that people have lost, and they don't see their life ever becoming as good as when they had that person in their life, and they're stuck in the past. So depression is something about being stuck in the past, and once again, this is all self-evident. People know this. I think this is why channels where are kind of based in Hopecore are doing well. And I'm kind of seeing that there has been a trend on my channel of kind of people getting hope from me. It wasn't really my intent to do that. And now in my algorithm, there is more kind of Hopecore type themed videos of channels promoting hope and it'll be okay type of messages, which is a switch from my usual Grindset. And I think it's because of the comments and feedback on this channel in part. I don't know fully how algorithms work, or if they're almost getting to the point where they read your brain to where you're at. It's kind of scary to think that, but it might be a little bit of that as well. But it feels good to hear somebody who's also missed out on a lot of things and they're still trying, because it gives you a bit of motivation to keep trying as well, not to give up. And you really can't give up, and you need to look into the past to correct things. But if you're looking into the past too much and you're stagnating in the past, you're really gonna do a lot of harm to yourself. And I think this also can tie into anxiety and worrying about the future a lot, and you could be depressed and anxious at the same time, and you can be at a crossroads permanently where you don't know where to go, because there's so much mixed messages and so much confusion, and everyone will offer you a piece of advice, and all the different people's advice will contradict each other, and you need a strong mentor, and it should be the parents. Sometimes it's not, and there's people that argue that why even choose your parent as a mentor, and you read books like Rich Dad Poor Dad, and if your dad's poor, then you should find a different mentor, and a lot of that makes sense as well. But what is a mentor? What exactly can you do? You need to identify what you can do, what you want to do, and what you can slowly progress to becoming better at. But I don't think everything is like that, and you need to have balance and take time for yourself as well. And I think all those things together, it's becoming harder and harder and more of a bottleneck for people to actually do that. And with living expenses, I think I'm a little bit pessimistic on it, because it does seem like a lot of people are checking out now, and they're just kind of funneling all their efforts into things like Bitcoin, and they're not really participating in making things better. But there's a lot of narratives, there's a lot of misinformation and disinformation, and I don't think that there's going to be really a strong working class or collective bargaining or unions. I think a lot of these things will be taken away as we drift to the right. I do think that the left's failed. I'm kind of a hopeless romantic on the left, and I kind of think that, to kind of contradict the Hopecore type messaging that I'm saying, I think things might get worse. But as they get worse, we need to still. I don't know. I'm rambling here. My point is just kind of identifying what the causes of depression were, and depression in my life, and I've missed out on a lot. And I don't really know where to go from here. But I'm still going to keep trying, and I'm still going to keep crawling out of this hole that has been dug mostly by me, but other situations as well. And try not to overthink it, which I will overthink it, because this channel is just me overthinking to myself. But that's kind of where I'm at with my depression, and it's kind of, some days I don't want to really wake up, but I get up anyways, and I typically go to the gym, and it helps keep my mind balanced. Try to put your mind into something and move forward, because you can't die. Don't kill yourself. Don't give up. Things will get better, and if they don't, they don't. But keep faith that they will. And I think even politically, I think things are going wrong. Still keep faith that things somehow will work out for you, and that people won't stand for nonsense, and people are better than they are bad, and that there's more good than there is evil. Keep that in the back of your head and still get up every day. And that's kind of what my self treatment is for depression. My protocol is just to get up every day and do something. So anyways, there's a lot that I've missed out on, a lot that people can miss on, but don't get stuck in thinking about what you've missed out on. Just get up, do something, go somewhere. And even if you're low on the totem pole, don't even care. Don't even think about the totem pole. I think we've had that beaten into our head by Grindset people on the internet way too long. Switch your channel to Hopecore and get out and do something. And anyways, I don't know what this was even about, but peace out, guys.